What's up, witches? It's Luna the Zen Witch here with a reading of the full moon chart that is coming up on May 26, 2021, 7:13 a.m. in the Eastern Time Zone. Adjust that for your time zone. As we look down at the bottom of the bar graphs, we get the overview of the chart, and we can see we have a super strong chart signature. Look at this. Air is way outstanding, as is mutable, comparatively far outstripping the other elements and the other modes. Mutable air is the chart signature for Gemini. Not a surprise that we have a Gemini chart signature with Sun, North Node, Venus, and Mercury all sitting in Gemini. We can also see that this is an eclipse, and how you can tell that just by looking at the chart is how close the North Node is to the Sun. The Sun travels on a path that we call the ecliptic, and that is the belt of the zodiac. And the node is not a planet or any kind of a body, it's just a point in space. And it's the point at which the moon crosses the path of the sun, because the moon does a wonky orbit all around the earth. It kind of seesaws back and forth over the path of the sun. Where the moon crosses the path of the sun, we get the node. So when the node is very close to the sun, and you know the south node would be sitting right next to the moon here. So when the moon is very close to the path of the sun, then we get an eclipse, because they line up. Sun, moon, and earth line up in one configuration or another. You sometimes, I'm sure, notice when you're looking at the full moon rising that sometimes, it always rises on a different point of the horizon. Sometimes it's way far north, sometimes it's way far south. When it is on the same path as the sun, that's when things line up and we get eclipses. The sun is in Gemini right now. The full moon is going to be in Sagittarius. So we have the Gemini-Sagittarius polarity, sun ruled by Mercury, moon ruled by Gemini. What is this polarity? Gemini is about the collection of data, collecting information, just raw data, stuffing knowledge in my head. So Gemini is knowledge, Sagittarius is understanding. It's what we do with that knowledge. It's how we run it through our ethical systems and our belief systems, and then we come out with our philosophies. And interestingly, Jupiter is the former ruler of Pisces. Pisces is the other sign that deals with belief systems. Sagittarius, can you hear the tree frog? Sagittarius is more about philosophies and beliefs that come from understanding and come from knowledge and learning and understanding. Pisces and Neptune are about real, raw belief systems that are, psychically implanted, and it can be, so-called blind faith. So both of these things deal with spirituality. In fact, you can look at Sagittarius as ruling religions that are based in, philosophical systems and mythology and stuff like that, and Pisces as the realm of spirituality, where you have direct experience, where the boundary between you and the divine is dissolved. So anyway, back to the sun-moon polarity and opposition. The tension at this full moon is between the moon in Sagittarius, which says security comes from my understanding, my philosophies, my education in something. So we're talking about the philosophies and belief systems that we find security in. And the sun in Gemini saying we need to shine a light and make sure that that system we believe in is congruent with what we know. So we want to have a factual base and, a real life sensical congruence between, what we say we believe, the talk, the sun in Gemini, what we talk, and the moon in Sagittarius is the philosophies that we hold. So again, we just want to look at the things that make us feel secure, and then check out what we know about these systems and bring our common sense into it and make sure that what we know intellectually is aligned with what we believe spiritually. I think that right there, I finally got to the phrase that boiled it down. That makes me very happy. As an eclipse, it's important for you to know where it is going off in your natal chart, where that Gemini Sagittarius polarity is, because that's what's going to be highlighted. With eclipses, it's kind of like they shine a spotlight. The first in the series will shine a spotlight on an area of your chart, and then it lasts until it wraps up with the next eclipse in that cycle. They usually come in pairs. Other aspects that we're dealing with at this time, we've got a lot showing up here that really aren't aspects. For instance, we've got this Pluto-Mars opposition. It's 6 degrees, far too wide for a transit chart. But Neptune and Mars trining is an interesting configuration. Remember that trines create ease and flow. And the flow here is between motivation, our activities, and our desires, and Neptune, which is our beliefs and our compassion. Mars is the activating principle. Neptune is the dissolver. This can make it very easy for people to want to just escape. And remember, just because it's a flowing aspect doesn't mean positive things come from it. It's what you do with it. It's what you choose. The ease here would make it very easy to just dive headfirst into escape vehicles like wonderful things, the arts, things that take you out of ordinary reality like theater and music and poetry and stuff like that. Or it can be stuff like drugs and alcohol that take you away from ordinary reality. The trine just says it's easy to use. So recognize it, make sure you're using it in a socially acceptable way and in a healthy way. And that's a great thing for magic. This is a great setup for magic because Mars is like the raising energy planet. Neptune is that spiritual energy union with everything. So you can really kick off some good magic hand in hand with spirit at this time. We also have Neptune squaring both Venus and Mercury. This is where we really are going to be pulled off center with wanting to escape, because Venus is sensual pleasures. Neptune is getting lost. So we can get lost in sensual pleasures, overdo things, our mode of escape, even to the point of addiction, to the point of really losing ourselves. So be very, very careful there. And, this is a transit. You're not stuck with it for life. This is just the tendencies for this full moon. The Mercury-Neptune square is about being very honest with yourself, about dealing with just the facts. The fact that Neptune is squaring both of those, Venus and Mercury, means that it'd be very easy to just kind of delude ourselves into thinking that I'm not drinking too much, I'm safe to drive, it's okay. And so we have to be very, very careful there. We have the North Node trining Saturn. That means that if we are responsible, it really takes us forward. We can find a good path forward here, but it must be because of responsibility and duty. Then we've got Saturn squaring Uranus. This has been in place for a while, off and on. So again, we still have that push-pull between the traditional and the new, the innovative. We see still our government, everything around the world. We are restructuring things. Uranus is causing Saturn to go through restructuring of society in order to benefit everyone, and in very practical terms with Uranus sitting in Taurus. So I think that's all I have to say about this. I think the magic that you do here, doing something verbal, doing something that deals with chant, is really good because of all that Gemini energy. Words help. The left brain really wants attention with all this Gemini activity. So do something chanty, make write some great verses for your spells. I think that would be awesome. All right. I hope you got something practical out of that. Please leave comments down below if you have questions. I'm happy to answer them. Enjoy your full moon. Enjoy this summer as we kick it off, getting back to a little bit of sense of normalcy and community. Stay safe. Be healthy. Talk to you later. ZenWitch out.